Have you ever wanted to wake up somewhere like this? If you're watching this video, chances are you probably do, but you're not quite sure where to get started. Stick around. I'm about to show you what you need to get on your way. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Nina Defila, and I live in Vancouver, British Columbia. Literally, I live right here in this garage. This garage is my bedroom. I like to explore outside, specifically hiking and camping. I've been hiking for around 10 years now, and for 3 of those years, I've been getting really into backcountry camping, or backpacking, if you will. One day I decided I just wanted to be able to wake up in the places that I was hiking to. I wanted to spend the night under the stars and wake up to watch sunrise in the morning. In this video, I will show you all the gear that I bring with me on spring, summer, and fall backpacking trips, as well as share with you guys a few of the tips and tricks I've learned along the way in the last 3 years. Now, many of you may have come over from my Instagram account at Nina Defila, and for that, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. And if you're brand new here, you're just getting to know me, I figured this video was probably the best way for me to show you quickly who I am and what I do. If you're brand new to backpacking, I bet you have questions. I know I did. You're probably thinking, what the heck do I bring? What do I wear? What am I gonna eat? Where am I gonna sleep? Where am I gonna go to the bathroom? And what is the deal with bears? Well, not to worry, I'll go over all of the gear I bring for that in this video. A really great way to start out is by borrowing gear from friends. I have a friend, Justin, who helped me out a lot in the beginning, and he lent me a ton of gear to help me get started. I actually have borrowed a few things from him to show you in this video today because I'm still fine-tuning my setup. I'm still trying things out and figuring out what exactly works for me. And borrowing gear from friends just is a great way to help you figure that out. If you don't have any friends with backpacking gear that you can borrow, consider renting if that's available near you. Also, lots of companies these days will have great sales every season, so you can pick up some new gear to try out at a pretty good price. That being said, I will still try to link as many items as I can down below for you to check out. Full disclosure that some of these links will be affiliate links, so I will make a small percentage on each sale at no extra cost to you. The money that I make from links like this will go straight back into this channel to making new content for you guys to watch. Alright, it's almost time to get started, but first I want to take a second to introduce this video's sponsor, Fjällräven Vancouver. They've got stores all over North America and internationally, as well as 2 locations right here in Vancouver. And they are a wonderful source for anyone's hiking and trekking needs. I myself have a lot of their gear. You're gonna see a bunch of it in this video today. Also, they have donated a bag for me to give away at the end of this video. A trekking pack. This is the Fjällräven Keb 52-liter trekking pack. It is the exact same bag that I use on most of my 1 or 2 night trips. And one of the reasons I like this bag so much is that it's actually made out of waterproof material on the sides and the bottom, which make it super durable. And it's pretty lightweight. It's super comfy. Let me show you mine. Here's mine. It's the exact same one as this one, but this one has been a little bit more used. A lot more used. If you stick around to the end of this video, you will have a chance to win this bad boy. Pretty cool, eh? Okay, it's time to begin. Let's start with backpacks, because that is arguably the most important piece of gear that you're gonna need, because everything else that you need to carry goes inside that backpack. When I'm shopping for a trekking pack, I'm looking for something that's lightweight, durable, and comfortable. But let's take a trip down memory lane for a second. The very first backpacking trip that I ever went on, I was not prepared, but I wanted to go anyway. So I was wearing a backpack very similar to this, a little bit bigger, and this exact duffel bag on my front, like so, filled with a bunch of gear that is way heavier than the stuff I have now, as well as probably a bottle or 2 of wine, let's be honest. Let's just say that coupled with a steep hike and this uncomfortable setup, it was a very memorable experience. Never again. Next, I bought a 35-liter Fjällräven pack because I didn't want to shell out the extra money at the time for a bigger bag, and I wish I had. At this point, I had to put a lot of the gear that I had on the outside of the pack, which is a really good way way to lose or damage something. Thankfully, that never actually happened to me, but one of the members in our group had his sleeping pad attached to the outside of his bag, and he actually ended up losing it somewhere on the trail. He had no idea where it was. So he had to spend a very cold night sleeping on the ground, like just his sleeping bag and the tent to, shield him from the ground, which is not enough. After that, I upgraded to the 52 keb that you have seen here. That is good for 1 to 2 nights in the backcountry. For multi-night treks, so anything from like 2 to 5, which is the most I've done. I mean, you can take these packs on like 7 to 10 day treks. The Fjällräven Kaika. This pack is a bit of a beast. It is super comfortable. It's made with a birchwood frame that you can kind of see right here. So it's very, very supportive. One of the things that you are looking for when you are buying a trekking pack, you want to make sure it has a really good hip belt, because you want most of the weight sort of sitting right on your hips, and you want some comfy shoulder straps. So this is essentially how it will look when it's on you. I've taken it on 2 5-day treks, one to Mount Assiniboine and the other to Berg Lake, and I was comfortable the whole time. This thing is built for carrying heavy loads and keeping you comfy all the same time. And one more very cool thing about it, this top part here actually detaches into like a little day bag. Unclip this. There's little straps inside. Comes apart like that. You can either wear this as like a crossbody bag or on your fanny, like a fanny pack. When you're going on these longer treks, there's usually day hikes in the area, and you don't always want to, lug around that giant pack. So it's nice to have something smaller that you can bring with you on day hikes. Anyway, let's move on. Before we move on, let's talk safety gear. These are a few items that I think should always be with you in your pack. No excuses, just bring them. They could save your life. First up, we've got a headlamp. This is good to have, even just so you can see at night in camp, or if you want to go on like sunrise, sunset hikes. This is my little black diamond headlamp. You can see it is very cute, very necessary. Make sure you have a headlamp and extra batteries. I also bring a little lantern. You always want to make sure you have some light sources with you. Next up, a first aid kit. These are super lightweight and waterproof. There's also an emergency blanket. These things keep you super warm in case you're caught somewhere away from camp and you need to spend the night. You've got a little emergency blanket. Also, you're going to want to bring a map and compass. Your phone has both of these on them, but I wouldn't just solely rely on that, especially like what if your battery dies or something like that. So just, bring the physical things with you if you can. And when it comes to bears, you're gonna always want to bring with you bear spray. This is essentially a high-powered pepper spray that should be used as a last resort only in confrontations with wildlife. If you're going to be traveling in bear country, I highly recommend that you just take some time to research what to do when you encounter different kinds of bears or different kinds of wildlife in general. That kind of knowledge could save your life. Also, a couple other things that I will bring would be a knife. This is just a little knife guy that I bring with me for like cutting rope. I don't know if this would be much defense against wildlife. Having this with me is a little peace of mind, as well as always bring a pair of gloves. No matter what the season, it gets cold. So I've just got these little pair of glove liners that I bring with me, and they do the trick all summer long. Moving on to shelter, because you have to have a place to sleep. I use this Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2. This is a 2-person, 3-season backpacking tent. When I'm looking for a tent like this, I'm looking for something that's lightweight, weatherproof, and easy to set up. This tent has it all. Plus, it's orange. And you're like, I just really love orange. If you're looking for a way to save weight when you're backpacking with a partner, split the tent weight in 2. One person can take the body of the tent and the other person can take the pegs and poles. Divide up the weight so one person's pack isn't super heavy and the other person is just like zooming up the mountain because they're light and carefree. One more thing worth mentioning is buy yourself a tent footprint. So these go underneath your tent to protect it from any sharps that could possibly pierce the tent floor. So like rocks or sticks or anything like that. This is basically just another piece of fabric, but it's more durable, that goes underneath the tent. Usually sold separately, so just be aware of that, but it's definitely a worthwhile purchase. So you've got your tent set up and now you need a comfy surface to sleep on. That's where sleeping pads come in. These are just essentially blow-up air mattresses that are super lightweight and insulated so they keep you warm. The ground is actually a lot colder than you think and you lose a lot of your body heat into it. Pick yourself up an insulated pad, especially if you're a cold sleeper like me, and that will just keep you nice and warm and comfy all night long. I've been using the Thermarest Neo Air for the last season. This is actually not mine. This is what I borrowed from Justin, but I really need to give it back to him this season because this is his lightweight one. For that reason, I purchased the Nemo Tensor Alpine, and it is super small and lightweight, but this one is super warm. I'm stoked to have it in my collection this season, and again, it's orange. The next item on the list are sleeping bags. When you are considering purchasing a sleeping bag for backpacking, think about what kind of sleeper you are. Are you a hot sleeper, cold sleeper? Do you toss and turn a lot in the middle of the night? Do you sleep on your back, on your side, on your belly? All that kind of stuff. Since I'm a cold sleeper, I've actually been using the Marmot Women's Ore, which is rated to -18 Celsius. I've recently bought myself a new bag for the summer because this is a little bit overkill in the summer months. I get super, super warm. It's great for winter, but this will have to be my winter bag. So I've purchased the Marmot Perform women's bag. This has a rating of -10, and this is gonna be my summertime bag. It actually came with this compression sack. So you can get these things like down pretty small to pack in your bag. It also came with a sleeping mask and earplugs. Came with these little guys, which is actually pretty cool bonus. Anyway, it's also beautiful. I love the color of this bag. It's called Petrol. Let's get right in. It has a front zipper. Let me just get in here for a second, I'll come back. These bags are meant to have a more natural sleeping shape. You're meant to get a better, more restorative night's rest. They're actually really quiet too and soft and like really cozy. Like, oh my God, I'm so comfortable, guys. This is making me sleepy. Anyway, I will link those below for you guys to check out. We still need to talk about pillows, and that kind of goes with sleep, so let's just do that. 1 second. All right, pillows. This is the one I use. It is the Mech Deluxe pillow. This pillow is actually pretty great. It's made of this really nice comfy fabric. There's also scraps of foam in there left over from sleeping pad construction. It makes it super soft and cozy. This is all there is to it. Let me show you. This is it. There's a little valve here, so if you need to like take out some air, you can just press that really quick, or super fast to add more. That's pretty much all there is to pillows. They're pretty simple. Okay, time to get out of my cozy sleeping bag. All right, now that we have covered backpacks, safety, and shelter, let's move on to food and water. What I use to filter my water is this little bag filter by Katadyn. Hydropack bag attached to a water filter at the bottom here. So how this works is you just take the filter off and then you scoop up the water. Sometimes I'll use a Nalgene bottle to help me scoop up the water and put it in. And then screw the filter back on and find like a tree or something to hang this up on. And gravity just does the work for you. You open the nozzle and the water just starts to flow out. If you need a bit of a faster flow, you just like give it a squeeze. And that's all there really is to this filter. It's super easy. It packs down really small. And when I first get to camp, I just like to get it over with. Like I fill this thing up with water from water source nearby, hang it up, and then I have water for a day or two. And these little filters just need to be replaced every, I think it is 1,000 liters that you use them, which I do not think I've used mine that many times. So this one's still going strong. Next, this handy little guy is by Hydropack. Oh my God, I hit myself in the face. Did you see that? It is a 3-liter water reservoir that goes inside of your bag. Most trekking packs will have a little pocket for them. I'll show you where the water goes. So this bag goes in to this pocket, and then the hose threads through a specific hole that is dedicated here. Leads out to your shoulder. On this trusty pack, there's a little clip. You clip it in right there, and then you have water on the go. And this is what I use to keep me hydrated throughout my hike. 2 more things I bring. You've already seen my little Nalgene. This one is actually glow in the dark, which is so cool. I will use my Nalgene a lot to measure water for my food that I bring that needs to be boiled. And speaking of boiled, this is a jet boil. And this bad boy will boil water in like, I think less than 3 minutes. It's fueled with this little canister of isobutane propane. Attaches here, water. Just turn the little nozzle on, you can hear it. And then you're just gonna light that. And now we wait. It packs all the way into this, so it's very, very portable. Voila, that's it for water. Let's move on. Coffee is next up on the list. This one is very, very important, but to be honest, I'm not too picky about my coffee in the backcountry. For camping purposes, I'll just bring Starbucks instant coffee. The reason I like instant coffee is I don't want to carry around the damp grounds with me afterwards. There are other options. You can use an AeroPress or maybe try pour over, or there's even a attachment that can go onto your jet boil that will turn your jet boil into a French press. So that's a good option for the coffee connoisseurs out there. I just like fast and easy, super lightweight, don't have to carry grounds, and that works for me. Food, because you gotta eat. When I am camping in the backcountry, I like food that makes as little mess as possible and is as light as possible. So that's where these dehydrated camp meals come in. They're basically your favorite foods, dehydrated to save space and weight. All you have to do is boil up some water in the jet boil like I just showed you, add it to the bag, wait the amount of time that it specifies on the bag, and voila, you've got yourself a meal. These little guys are by Nomad Nutrition. They're really small, or there's just like some bigger ones. These are actually like 2 servings each. To eat them with, I have this Sea to Summit spork. It's a long spork, so this one will actually reach to the bottom of the bag, which is key because you don't want to get your hands all grubby. That's mostly it for meals. Now that we've talked about what we're going to eat, let's talk about where we need to store it. It's super important for your own safety and the well-being of any wildlife in the area to store your food and any scented items. So that's like toothpaste, moisturizer, anything with a smell in a bear-proof container at least 300 feet away from your campsite. So your first option would be something like a bear canister. A lot of national and provincial parks will actually require you to have one of these to store your food and scented items in. This one is the Bear Vault 450 to 500. It holds 11 liters, and that's about 7 days worth of food for one person. They come in sizes that are just half the size if you don't need one this big. Another option is a dry sack. So something like this dry bag, and then you just hang that in a tree, again, far away from your campsite with all of your scented items in there. You've got your rope. Some campgrounds will actually have these things called bear bins. So there's essentially like a really big bear-proof metal box that you can store all of your food and, again, scented items in away from your campsite. Bears can't figure out how to open it up and like steal your food. I always appreciate when a campsite has that. Those are really nice, but you've got 3 good options there to store your food. Now it's time to talk about clothing. For the sake of this video, I'm already wearing an outfit that you would see me hiking in. These are my favorite new thing to wear. The Keb trekking trouser by Fjällräven. I just got them, and normally I wouldn't hike in a pair of pants because I just found them really constricting around my hips and butt. These ones actually have stretchy material around the hips and butt, so they work really well for me. Plus they have like nice pockets here, and if you get a little bit, toasty, you can vent them, which is pretty cool. I'm wearing the women's version, but they also come in men's, and there's lots of other different colors. If I'm not wearing those, you can almost always find me in a pair of the Abisko trekking tight. These are my go-to. I've been wearing these for a long time. I've got 1, 2, and 3 colors in these. How about I just show you a pair? 1 second. Okay, these are my faves. They are reinforced in the knees as well as the booty. Moving on, my shirt is a shirt that you will almost always see me hiking in. This one is by Lululemon. It is called the Swiftly Tech Long Sleeve. These are very flattering, moisture wicking, and very, very lightweight. And I will wear them all year round. Can you tell that I like these Lululemon shirts? Like, look how many I have. Moving on, I always bring a nice cozy fleece with me. It's just something good to have. You can throw on over top of whatever else you're wearing. This is my favorite one. It's by North Face. It's just the one that I will always bring with me. And if I don't bring this one with me, I usually wish I did. Next is windbreakers and puffy jackets. You may be like, what, Nina? This is a puffy jacket? This keeps you warm? Well, this is actually an Arc'teryx puffy jacket, and it just packs super small and nice. I'll show you. This is the Thorium AR by Arc'teryx. Comes with a little stuff sack that easily zips inside that little zipper. You've got yourself a nice warm puffy jacket. I've also got this little hoodie version. It's the Arc'teryx Atom hoodie. I like this one because it's just bright yellow and just so pretty. It's a little bit of a lighter weight one in the summer months when you don't need something so heavy. Next, we should probably chat about protection from the rain. I always have a rain jacket. This is the Fjällräven Keb Eco Shell jacket. Their Eco Shell material is similar to a Gore-Tex material. I've worn this thing in some pretty intense rainstorms and been completely dry after. Like, I hiked the Berg Lake Trail last year and it was pouring rain the whole 21-kilometer hike in, and I was nice and dry at the end. I actually also wore these trekking tights. They were a little bit wet, but they dried super easily, so I had no problems. If you want rain pants, I definitely think they'd probably be a good idea if you just want to stay completely dry, but I don't use rain pants for now. It's not something I'm interested in buying just yet. Who knows, maybe one day, but just not today. I kind of forgot to mention this when I was talking about base layers, but on the colder days, like in the spring and fall, I will bring something like this by KITSILANO. This is one of my favorite brands out of Sweden, and they just have the nicest base layers. It's 100% merino wool. It comes with a matching pant. Even in the summertime, I will bring these to sleep in just in case it's a little bit chilly out. I will link some down below. Socks. These are some of my favorite socks. These ones are Smart Wool, and these ones are by Wigwam. I bought both of them at MEC, so you can buy stuff like this at REI. And then for the ladies, sports bras. My favorite are by Glider. They always have some really nice colors. You won't catch me without a cap in the summertime to keep the sun off of my face so I don't burn and get sun damage on my nice skin. Both of these are by Fjällräven. And on the colder nights, beanies. This is my trusty Fjällräven one. And this is one of my favorites by KITSILANO. That leaves underwear. And I don't know, maybe this is gonna be like a little bit of an overshare, but I'm gonna show you the underwear that I wear because I really love it. My favorite underwear brand is Hanky Panky. I'm not gonna wave these around too much because, you know, they're my undies, but these are my favorite underwear. It's pretty much the only underwear I wear whether I'm hiking or just day to day. They're super stretchy and don't cut into my hips. Very comfortable. And the next ones that I like that I've been really into lately, brand new, are NYX leak-proof underwear. These are developed for, you know, like when you're on your period or also just when you're sweating a lot, like what you do when you hike. They're absorbent and honestly, they are pretty cute. They are my new obsession. NYX underwear. I'll link some below. These are great. It is time to talk footwear because if your feet aren't happy, you're definitely not going to be. These are my go-to hiking boots that I use on all my trips, backpacking or day hikes. They are the Hanwag Tatra 2 Women's Gore-Tex. They also come in men's. You can get them at most of the Fjällräven retail stores. Ever since I grabbed these, I have just not looked back because these are just the perfect hiking boot for me. Now, they may not be for everybody, but I will highly recommend this boot and the rest of their line. They're super comfortable, super supportive. Honestly, they're just the best thing that have ever happened to my feet, hiking wise. Sandals. I will always bring a pair of sandals with me for around camp. These are by Teva and I really like them. They have arch support, so I've even been able to do some day hikes in these, which is very cool. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about sandals. That's it. Moving on. We are getting close to the end now, but I will touch on personal hygiene real quick. For me, I'll usually bring my toothbrush, toothpaste, unscented wipes, travel sizes of my skincare routine, toilet paper, as well as hand sanitizer, and anything else that will make me feel clean and comfy. Your own personal hygiene is up to you. Just keep it clean. Do have one more thing to talk about. Do you know what this is? I'll give you a hint. It pairs with this. If you want to put it in the comments real quick, put it down there. Let me know if you know what it is. But I'm going to get to it right now. This, my friends, is a poop shovel. It doesn't actually touch your poo. It's meant for digging a hole to poop inside of. So when you're out in nature and there's no outhouses, you gotta go somewhere. And to use this, just go 200 feet away from a water source or your campsite, dig a hole at least 6 inches deep, do your business, discard toilet paper in the hole, and then cover it all back up. Because if you don't, wildlife may come looking for it, and that is just no good for anyone involved. This packs up super easily. It's very lightweight. It fits into its little carry sack. Super easy to bring with you. If you're anything like me, you like to document your trip through photo and video. These days, everybody has a camera in their phone. I use mine a lot, especially for my Instagram stories and stuff like that. I also use a Canon EOS RP. Just one second, I'm getting a phone call. How rude. Jasmine?
Nina?
It's my sister. You're interrupting my video right now.
Oh, sorry about that. Would you like some pizza?
I always want pizza.
Okay, I'll get you something.
Hey. Should bring me pizza. I was talking about my Canon EOS RP, which I'm filming on right now. I bring it with me on every adventure. I also bring the Rode Video Micro for audio, which is what you're hearing right now, and that has great sound quality for my videos. You know, I'm using it now, and I also use it for vlogs and stuff out on the trails. So that's my setup. I like it. For power, on longer treks, I'll bring this Anchor power bank. It's a bit overkill for like a day hike or something, but for a longer like 2 to 5 day trek, this thing is a beast. It's got 2 USB and then 1 USB-C. This camera that I'm filming on right now has the ability to be charged by USB-C. So that is why I bought this bad boy. All right, we have almost come to the end, but before I go and, jump to the giveaway and tell you all about that, I want to make sure I mention leave no trace principles. What does this mean? Basically, this means making the best possible effort to minimize your effect on the environment when you're traveling outdoors. The ultimate goal is to make it seem like you were never there in the first place. I will link a good resource for you to read up on leave no trace principles below. Anyway, that's all I have to say about gear. If I've left anything out that you can think of, throw it in the comments below. As promised, I will also link as much as I can for you to check out. I will do my best to accommodate everyone. And without further ado, let's talk about the giveaway. As promised, Fjällräven, Vancouver has kindly donated this for me to give away. Giveaway? Why did I say it like that? Anyway, I'm giving away this bag. It's a Keb 52-liter trekking pack. And as you already know, this is the exact same bag that I use. I absolutely love it and am stoked to give it away to one of you guys. To enter, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to my channel, drop a comment down below, maybe tell me where you would take this bag on your first journey together. Official contest rules will be down below, and I will be announcing the winner on my next video, which I believe is going to be a video on how to pack one of these bad boys. I think that is pretty appropriate. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sticking around. I am super stoked to give this bag away to one of you. Before we go, there's a few things that I left out, just like some random things that you don't necessarily have to have, but that I like to bring with me. First up, trekking poles. These ones are black diamond. They are nice and lightweight. These actually help a lot with joint pain. I have arthritis in both of my knees, and I swear I'm not 60, but it's true. If you're gonna go swimming wherever you are, a bathing suit is cool to have. Mine is just a nice onesie from Laundry Bodywear, a local Vancouver company. A camp towel. They dry super fast, they're lightweight, and they pack down very small. Sunglasses, because, the sun. Bug spray, bugs love me, so I always bring that with me. And Afterbite, honestly, saves me on trips because I'm just like a bug buffet. The bugs love to bite me. Hand warmers. have saved my life on, multiple occasions. Sometimes it's hard to get to sleep. Crack some of these. They heat up on their own. They last for 10 hours and they are great in your sleeping bag. That's it. And what kind of outro should I do? I'm kind of new to this. There's someone here I would like to do the outro with me. Come here. We'll do a kitty outro. This is Callie, and as you can see, she's super thrilled to be here. She's one of my roommates, and she's here to say goodbye to you and say thank you for watching my video. Hit that like button, turn on notifications, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one, and just leave whatever comment you like down below. Thanks for being here. We'll see you in the next one. I couldn't actually end this video for real without introducing you to my other roommate, Molly. She is 12 years old and she is quite the little adventure dog. She even has her own Instagram. But anyway, bye bye. See you later.